Pete Dymond here, Northeast Florida, Great Banquet number 49, Table of Matthew. Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video to share with the Great Banquet community about what happened to me and my family as a direct result of my participating in the Great Banquet weekend. So I was invited to the Great Banquet by Kent Gilbert, and those of you that don't know, Kent oversees a ministry, a chaplain's ministry for the Loop Pizza Grill restaurant chain here in Jacksonville. And the church I attend, Emmaus Church, is on Beach Boulevard, and so I'm one of the chaplains for the Loop restaurant chain. The store that I'm at is the Loop at Beach and San Pablo, and so I've been doing youth ministry. I'm the director of youth ministry at Emmaus. I also have my own business, and that business experienced a significant slowdown in the summer of 2018, to the extent where I was getting really concerned and beginning to question whether or not it was what I was even supposed to be doing. And so Kent said, you know, had I ever been on a Great Banquet weekend, and perhaps I should go, that perhaps, you know, the Lord would speak to me on that weekend. And so out of desperation, I agreed to go. Well, of course, as these things often go, my business picked back up again, and as the weekend approached, I was thinking, did I really want to go, and contemplated finagling my way out of it. Anyway, I decided I would. I'd made a commitment to Kent, so I went, and Kent came and picked me up. He lives in Riverside, I live in Arlington. Picked me up, drove me to the Great Banquet, and to be honest with you, I was the guy that thought he needed it the least. And so went through the weekend. It was an awesome experience. Had some profound moments with the Lord, got to see God do some amazing things in the lives of guys around me, but I didn't really have that aha moment with God. And Sunday evening came, and Kent said, "Hey Pete, would you mind if Robert Morris gives you a ride home, because he lives right around the corner from you in Mandarin and in Arlington." And Robert was one of the spiritual directors there that weekend, so I'd already had a couple of brief conversations with him. So I said, sure, that's fine, you know, thank you very much. So on the ride home, we were just having a conversation, Robert and I, about ministry and different things, and I told him I've been doing youth ministry for 20 years in a lay capacity, and he said, that's very interesting. And he shared with me how he'd just recently retired from full-time pastoral ministry with First Pres downtown, and had gone back to work for a ministry called Young Life, which is a youth ministry program. And he said, that's interesting, Pete, because Young Life is looking for an area director to start up an area in the Arlington part of Jacksonville. And he said, I don't believe in coincidences, and he asked me if I would pray about considering taking that position with Young Life. Well, I said I would, but I mean, I kind of blew it off. I had this business, I'm already involved in youth ministry and an elder at church, and I didn't feel like this was something that God was calling me to at all. But I agreed I'd pray about it. And over the next few months, I met with Robert several times. We had a cup of coffee, we talked about it, we prayed. I have a missionary friend who sold everything he owns and moved his family to Guatemala to follow God's calling there, and started a very successful missionary outreach there. And he happened to be back in town on some R&R. So I went up to Brock and I said, hey man, this ministry thing popped up, and what do you think about it? And he was like, bro, don't even think about it, dude. Just jump. God's calling you. Do it. So I was like, okay. And then I talked to my pastor, and he was like, oh man, you know, this is a big deal, Pete, to lay down your business and to raise the support and become a domestic missionary. That's a big deal, so you need to pray about it. And I'll be praying about it. And I then went to several friends of ours that we have at church that I've known for a long time, and I asked them to be praying about it. And over the next 6 months, one by one, each of them came to me and said, you know what, Pete, we've been praying about this, and we really think that this is what God's calling you to do, and that it would be a really good fit for you. And so then I really started praying about it. So that's the summer of last year. I started seeking the Lord earnestly. And long story short, I came to the place where God is going to do something amazing in the Arlington area, and He was inviting me to be a part of it. And I couldn't think of any greater need than to reach these middle school and high school kids that the church isn't reaching. So August last year, I was formally interviewed by Young Life, and they confirmed the call and confirmed the fit. And so I came on board in a very part-time role as we seek to raise the financial support that we're going to need to launch the ministry full-time. And if you're unfamiliar with the ministry that Young Life does, I'm going to post a video up here called Join the Adventure, which is a video that Young Life made that does a really good job of explaining the ministry that Young Life does. And if you're interested in learning more about the specific mission here for Young Life in the Arlington area, and maybe how you could get involved and help be part of the solution, I'm going to put another video that I made up here for those of you that want to learn a little bit more. I've also been a speaker at the Great Banquet in the spring of last year. I'm going to be one of the speakers at the upcoming Men's Great Banquet this spring. And I just wanted to share this video with you guys to encourage you that God does some amazing things through the Great Banquet community. And so I look forward to what it is that God's going to do with Young Life in the Arlington area. And I just want to say thank you guys. God bless you. Day Coloris.